So I am inside my Azure portal, and let's see how we can create a virtual network in this. I'm going to click on create resource, and when I do that, I have a section for networking. And you can see that we have application gateway, virtual network, front door, which is one of the new service of Azure, firewalls, virtual WAN, and there are a couple of options available in that. Let's click on virtual network. When I am saying that I have to create a virtual network, this is a network associated with a particular resource group. So either I have to create a new resource group or I can choose the existing one. I'm providing a name of the resource group, giving a name of the virtual network. Let's say Maruti First VNet. This is my first virtual network, so I'm giving this name with some unique number. It's asking me which location you want, which region you want. I'm okay with South India. And then I'm going to click on next, which is IP addresses. In this IP addresses, remember all these are private IP addresses, and that's why you have to take care of your classes of IP address space. Now I hope you're aware that we have something like class A, class B, class C kind of different ranges available in IP. If you're not familiar with this thing, just use any search engine and just put a word IP address classes in that, and you'll get to know everything about that. By default, they are giving me an option that we have one address space connected with this, which is 10.000/16. This 16 is something which is a IP address masking, and that actually controls how many number of IP addresses will be available in that particular range. And 10.000 is showing me that because it's starting with 10, this is the IP address which belongs to class A. /16 is telling me that I am going to have total 65,536 addresses available in this, as mentioned here. Now, why this is 65,536? Because the logic behind this is something similar to this, that whatever number you're giving after a slash, you have to subtract that thing from 32. Right now, 32 minus 16 is going to be 16. And then that number, we have to do 2^16. So we are going to get 65,536. Same way, exactly below this, if you check, we are using a subnet. Subnet is a part of my virtual network, and by default we'll have one subnet which is having a name default, and in that they are specifying that we'll have an address space 10.000, which is same, but out of 65,536 addresses, we are going to give only /24. It means we are going to give only 256. Because again, the same logic, if we apply here, 32 minus 24 is going to give me 8, and 2^8 is 56. Now this is the logic. Using this, you can add multiple subnets into this, because we still have a couple of addresses available in this network, and you can create one virtual network with multiple subnet. I'm not changing this right now, and it's a rule that you should have at least one subnet, so anyhow you cannot remove this. We are going to move forward to next one, which is security. We have a section in which we have DDoS protection. I hope you are familiar with DDoS, which is denial of service, and Azure is actually having a basic protected integrated in Azure platform. So by default, it is already associated in the basic one. If you want an advanced DDoS protection, you can click on standard, and then you can choose a DDoS protection plan if it is available in your resources. I'm not changing this right now. And also we have a Azure Firewall. We can enable firewall, and we can set up a firewall on a particular IP address. And then you can control the inbound and outbound traffic to this particular network using this firewall. We are not configuring this firewall also right now, but these two topics you can just research for this particular certification. We'll move forward to next, review and create. And once we are done with this, it's going to show me that validation is passed. We are going to click on create. The deployment of virtual machine is successfully done. Let's click on go to resource, and you can see that I have a new virtual network created in this address space in the location which I have specified while creating this virtual network. We can configure DNS servers if we want. It's already provided into this, but we're not changing it right now. If I check the address space associated with this, it's going to show me the same IP address space. And then if I click on subnets, I am going to have that, okay, by default we have one subnet which is default. And out of 256 IP addresses which are available, only 251 IP addresses will be available here, because 5 will be blocked by Azure. Then left side, we have a same section, which is DDoS. While creating virtual network, if you have set basic, and later on, if you want to change it to standard, you can do that. And then we have firewall, which is not associated with this, so it's not going to show me anything right now. Left side, we have a section for security, using which I can connect this thing with something called Security Center. Now we have a separate video to understand Security Center. At that time, I will show you that how Security Center is helping me to manage security of all the Azure resources at one centralized point. But we'll see this thing in a separate video, so I'm not discussing anything about this right now. In this case, I hope you are familiar with the virtual network, and similar kind of networking services are provided by Azure. You can go through some more videos of mine on my YouTube channel to understand more about VPN gateways and load balancing and all this. Thank you.